Every syrup you breathe, every corner you take, every fighter you meet, every record you beat, we will be following you. Every single jump, every trophy won, every wicket you break, every breakaway you make, every cross, every dribble, every dunk, every pit stop, every loss, every victory, every single sport, we will be watching you.
Welcome inside the locker room.
Smooth 98.1, love music, love life. I'm Ayo Myro SA. 4th January 2021, Monday, 8:15 is the time, and you know what time it is. It is time for the Locker Room 981, and I have with me the one and only Tega Supreme. Hello, Tega. Good morning.
Good morning. We've already done Happy New Year.
We've done. I haven't. I've said Happy New Year to every segment. In case you haven't, I haven't wished you, because I have to wish every single one of our listeners a Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Right. If you'd like to join the conversation, if you're new, for those who are joining us for the first time, most welcome. You can do so using our WhatsApp platform 0809 444 0981. We are also on Twitter at Smooth981FM. Use the hashtag LockerRoom981. And even the best of it all, we're on YouTube. So you get to see all the studio action by going onto our YouTube channel, Smooth981FM. Whilst you're there, kindly subscribe to our channel. Tega is giving you the eye right now on there. And then you can also use the chat box to send us a message. All right, let's go on to our first story for today. Who's ready? Who's ready? Tega, you're the only one here, so you're the only one that's supposed to answer me.
And you just say, Tega, are you ready?
Okay, Tega, are you ready?
This 2020, you have to say what you want.
Such a diva.
Oh, yes.
All right, let's move on to our first story. Portland Trail Blazers can't overcome Stephen Curry's 62 points in loss to Golden State. It was Stephen Curry's night on Sunday as the Golden State star scored a career-high 62 points to lead the Warriors to a 137-122 victory against the Portland Trail Blazers in San Francisco. Despite 32 points from Damian Lillard and 28 from CJ McCollum, the Blazers 3-3 trailed for most of the game and never found a way to stop Curry, who made 18 out of 31 shots, including 8 of 16 three-pointers, while going 18 of 19 on free throws. Curry's previous career high was 54 points.
Yes. Steph Curry took the game. He was done with Golden State Warriors just playing like an average team. Well, if you look at their stats, they're still average of 1-3, lost 3. So yeah, pretty much 50%. However, they didn't want another defeat against the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Portland Trail Blazers came out like they knew exactly how to defeat Golden State Warriors. But like the story rightly says, they trailed every single quarter. Because every time they thought they were getting closer, they will say Steph Curry somewhere knocking down a 3-pointer, knocking down a free throw. He was also looking for a new record though. He'd hit 80 consecutive free throws.
Wow.
So he was looking to extend that run in this game. Unfortunately, he missed one of the free throws, and that's why he has only 18 of 19 free throws knocked down. But it was an absolutely amazing game for him. He was the change maker, the name maker, all for Golden State Warriors. That had CJ McCollum playing one of his best games, and Damian Lillard, as usual, bringing his best basketball to court. Also, Carmelo Anthony got fouled out. And so, the Portland Trail Blazers tried all they could, but Steph Curry rolled back the years and said, "This is me." So, good one for Golden State Warriors. They're not backing down, but I hope to see them do better.
All right, excellent. Embarrassing Osimhen faces Napoli sanctions. Napoli coach Gennaro Gattuso said Sunday he felt foolish for giving Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen permission to travel home for Christmas with the forward testing positive for coronavirus on his return. Osimhen faces club sanctions after images of him partying without wearing a mask were shared on social media. He later apologized early on Sunday. He says, I am sorry for what happened. I made a mistake going to Nigeria right now. I made a mistake going to a surprise party without understanding the gravity of what I was doing. He shared this in an Instagram post.
I don't think the mistake was coming to Nigeria. That was not the big deal.
What was the big deal?
Why didn't you yeah, he's not the only professional athlete in Nigeria right now. I can name a few. But he was the one that was caught partying.
Yeah, that was partying in Nigeria or Napoli or England. He was out partying.
He was out. That's what he should not have been doing. And I say this about professional footballers, especially of professional athletes generally, especially now. Even despite the fact they're going to continue doing 100 tests, so maybe if you test positive, you can start your isolation at all. It doesn't matter. Now is the time that you stay safe. You can't live like normal. I'm stunned when I see people say, "Oh, I just want to do what." No, this is not the time to do what you used to do. You know, some things are going to have to be sacrificed. Or maybe done in smaller groups. You cannot just randomly wake up and be rocking. And the video was so it's strange. He goes back. He's out the shoulder injury. So I think his coach Gattuso just thought, okay, it's Christmas. Maybe you want to see your family, so it's okay for you to go back and see your family. And then we'll see when you return. Nothing off about that. But you come back and see. Then he comes to Nigeria and then he comes back with a positive COVID test. First of all, there's already all this back talk about, oh, why did you let him go to Africa? He's going to pack all the coronavirus. There's already that back talk that people on the coverly just sleeping. Remember when Crystal Palace Roy Hodgson was like, why are people going back to Africa to play the qualifier? They're all going to come back with COVID. Have you seen the situation in England?
Exactly. Our numbers aren't anywhere close to it.
Look, don't be opening your mouth. Those who live in glass houses, please calm down. So he now comes back with a positive COVID test, and then they're grappling how to deal with it. Then I think somebody just said, "Let me expose this guy." The video just comes out. So it's not like he randomly got it at an airport or something. He went out partying.
That was very responsible. Very responsible.
So yes, there may be sanctions coming from the club because of the breach of the COVID rules. But we'll wait to see what the sanctions are. It's the same thing with Benjamin Mendy of Manchester City. There was a social media post that showed that he had breached rules and he was asking an agency to send girls, and he was describing breach of COVID rules for private party like this.
What?
I don't understand what's wrong with these footballers. As if when they give them when they show them their weekly earnings, they're like, we should be having parties.
Exactly. And then it's the lifestyle that they're used to. I don't think they're able to just stop like that.
No, they're going to have to stop because it's life. Yeah, it's life and it's life and death. Okay, I'll tell you. So Lewis Hamilton had to isolate himself for a while. For a long time during before he won the championship. He was like, I'm not risking picking up this disease and then missing the race.
That would have been big for him.
Exactly. I'm missing any race and losing championship. So he would literally go from one race to another and stay in the hotel. And then they deliver the food to his room. Maybe if he has to get to the paddock, that's when he goes out and that's when he walks around. Then when he won the championship, I was like, we can see my father. that's when he now tested positive.
Because he had something at stake. Something huge at stake.
So these people have to start looking at it like there's a championship at stake. Otherwise, they're not going to.
Absolutely. Right, so Luis Suarez struck late to snatch a 2-1 victory for Atletico Madrid away to Alaves on Sunday and sent his side 2 points clear of Real Madrid at the top of La Liga. All right, so the report says that goal scorer Lorente says, we knew it would be a difficult game as Alaves always makes things tough, and they proved that by drawing level with one player less, but it was so important for us to get the win. Our substitutions worked very well, and we got the second goal after a great piece of play, and it allows us to keep focusing on our objective.
Yeah, but Alaves also lost it at the last minute. I mean, that Luis Suarez goal came on the 90th minute. So basically into injury time, into added time in the game. So they may have thought, oh, we're almost at the end of the road. Let's just breathe. They breathed, they inhaled. By the time they exhaled, Suarez has scored. and sometimes football can be that cruel. You can imagine playing against an Atletico Madrid with one man down and finding a way to equalize in a game that Atletico Madrid always looked dangerous when they were with the ball. But Alaves played a fantastic second half up until the minute they considered that goal against Luis Suarez. So a tough one for them, really. But like I say, football is 95 minutes. Yeah. Concentrate for then after that you can breathe. Kobe always says this thing: rest at the end, not in the middle. So
they rested too early.
They rested too early. And Luis Suarez was like, "Thank you," but great news for Luis Suarez. I remember, I think I posted it on Twitter where he was crying. Oh my God, I'm leaving Barcelona. He was crying in his car. Now he's at the top of the table with Atletico Madrid, 9 points clear of Barcelona. 2 points clear of Real Madrid. Just the La Liga is beginning to. It really looks like it's theirs to lose, and so maybe all those tears. If he had known that this is where he was going to be, and he's such a key player to this team. Like yesterday, now he scored the winning goal. So imagine if he had known, that this was going to happen, would he still have been crying that day? I mean, considering the fact that he'll still be seeing message.
There's a message in there.
Yeah, there's a 2021 message in there.
Or disappointments can very well be blessings in disguise. So don't cry too much. Wipe those tears. Lampard not concerned by Chelsea slump. The Chelsea hot seat is starting to feel a little warmer for Frank Lampard after Sunday's 3-1 home drubbing by Manchester City made it 4 defeats in 6 Premier League games. But he's not about to start fretting. I'm not concerned about pressure, Lampard told reporters. We can have peaks or troughs. I've just spoken about where we are at. I expected periods of difficulties this year. I said it when we beat Leeds and everyone was championing us to be title contenders. I know it doesn't come that easy. I know where we are at. I didn't get into this job being unaware of that. My job is to keep working.
Yeah, but the difference between Lampard and Arteta of a few weeks ago is that this is Chelsea. Managers have been sacked for less. The seat is usually just hot, whether you win or not. So I think he really should be worried about performance because it's important. Performance is key. However, this is also a question of his selection. There are rumors that his replacement is already in London, just waiting to walk into the stadium. But again, those are just rumors. What's important for Frank Lampard right now would be trying to get the 3 points that his team needs just to make a turnaround. It's his selection, his players not delivering on the transfer market. I remember when he was saying, oh, I want Hakim Ziyech back, and if he's back, maybe our fortunes will turn around. Well, Hakim Ziyech started yesterday. Not much difference in this in the scoreline or in the game at the end of the day. Still, Manchester City gave a complete great performance, especially in the first half, scoring 3 goals. In fact, they could have scored more goals at the end of the day, but the 3 goals already embarrassing enough. Second half, I would think that they felt like they could easily take their foot off the gas, but they didn't. They still tried to create a few chances and tried to get a few goals. Unfortunately, they didn't. So the scoreline, if you ask me, was flattering to Chelsea in reality. I know we laughed at Monday a little bit. I know I also said I laughed at Monday a little bit, but he did make 1 or 2 saves that were crucial and vital to keeping that scoreline down. Otherwise, it was going to be a severe thrashing. So Frank Lampard is going to have to, he needs to be worried. Yes, I know he knows his job came with pressure. Yes, I know he understands what is required of him as the coach of Chelsea, having played at this club and seen coaches come and go. In fact, at some point they pointed the finger at him that he was, key to getting some coaches fired. So I know he understands that there's a pressure that comes in it, and I know he has to keep a break face. But what is important is he has to sit down and think about it, and see if he can stop making some mistakes, especially with selection, team selection, because it's important for the team you put out when you're playing to win. So I think Frank Lampard should be worried, not just because he's going to be fired or because they're saying his replacement's around, but for his young coaching career. At the end of the day, he needs it. Okay, so I will take a few messages from here. Let me see what you're sending in. Okay, WhatsApp is still loading. Numbers to send your text message to 0809 444 0981. We'll be back after this break. Sorry. Pele. Just.
I
think you need to send this guy. Don't stay for 9 o'clock.
I carry and give Shade yesterday. But you not give me time
Pele.
again. Yeah. You don't carry my bonus, give landlord picking. Not today you go back out. On top Airtel SIM. Yes, so
We'll soon be
you
done.
don't reach 15 days when you never use your Airtel SIM.
So
Go
we'll come
find
back
them
with the
now,
messages.
now. Because why? Obonga will full on top of. Hey, get 2,000 naira airtime plus extra 200 MB for just 200 naira. The more you recharge, the more you are woof. To begin enjoy this awoof, just dial *241*7#. Terms and conditions dey.
Airtel, the smartphone network. This is sweet breakfast on your dial, just the way you like it. Satisfaction guaranteed.
Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. It's still the Locker Room 981. I am Myra Essay here. Time check, it's 8:31 a.m. We're live on YouTube, and also you can send us messages on WhatsApp 0809 444 0981. Tega is here, and we have. Did you take the Chelsea one? 3-1 to 2021. Thank God it's not Arsenal fans. All right, we have from Yami Richard saying, waiting for Tega to talk about Arsenal's new form. We were saving the best for the last. Arteta's project got a lifeline with 3 match wins. Nice one. Mayowa from Omole says, good morning, Tega and Ayo. General Arteta stumbled on a winning formula, but it was obvious that Arsenal needed a creative player, and ESR and other youngsters are playing well at the moment. I hope he doesn't switch back to Haram football. Ayo back to being an Arsenal fan. Nope, Tottenham for life. Biggie from Ketu says, after Arsenal versus Chelsea on Boxing Day, Arsenal handed the spirit of banter to Chelsea. They are not recovered from the 3-1 victory. More demolition to come. Tega and Ayo, please, I don't want to hear today I'm Arsenal, tomorrow I'm Tottenham. Next one, you say I'm Man U. I say I still stuck to my Tottenham. Please, this is the new year. I still stuck to my Tottenham. Let me see if there's anything on. Okay, on YouTube. Our YouTube farm are a bit quiet. Let's hear from you. We have more stories for you this morning. It's the Locker Room 981. You can send your message to WhatsApp 0809 444 0981 or call 014489. Oh, no, don't call us. No, you just send us a YouTube message if you're on YouTube. All right, next story. Ronaldo's star of the show again as Juventus beat Udinese. Cristiano Ronaldo scored twice and created another goal as Juventus got back to winning ways in Serie A with a 4-1 victory over Udinese in Turin on Sunday, moving the champions up to 5th in the standings. There was no still time for Paulo Dybala to score another goal for Juventus as Andrea Pirlo's side moved 10 points behind leaders AC Milan. With a game in hand, while Udinese dropped to 13th and are without a win in their last 4 games.
Yes, Andrea Pirlo had already said it. That they're going to try and forget the 3-0 loss to Fiorentina and start the new year with a good win. At the start of the game, you didn't see they got a goal. Unfortunately, well, this handball rule, again, I don't know how they're going to work it. Player's hand was to his body, but the ball did touch his hand in the build up to the goal. And with the new handball rules, intentional, not intentional, too close, too far, they cancel the goal. And maybe, just maybe, that could have changed the fortunes of the match because timing of goals just say as much. But from then on, Juventus, it was almost as if Juventus just woke up from their nap that, you know what, this half Fiorentina started with 1 goal, then it was 3. And then they started playing differently. Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, returned with his own, with the first goal. It was a stunner, and then the second goal came and the third goal came. I'd say this for Cristiano Ronaldo though, that goal he scored, those 2 goals he scored took him within 1 point of breaking the record of official goals scored by a footballer.
Wow.
So I think he's on 758 and the record is on 759, but he surpassed Pele yesterday with Pele's total number of official goals. So Cristiano Ronaldo is definitely on the way to making that record because it's just 1 goal. I think in the next match he'll score like 3, just so that he will give some clarity. But it was great news for Juventus again because all the other teams around them were delivering the results. AC Milan, even with 1 man down, still managed to win their match against Benevento. They are at the top of the Italian Serie A table. Inter Milan also did get to win their match, even if they struggled a little bit. So Napoli also won their own match. So everybody in and around Juventus, or well, the real competition or the real contenders in and around Juventus got the result. So it was important for Juventus to not fall behind and to win their games and win their game and win it convincingly. So wait to see how the Italian Serie A pans out, but it's a really tight one and a tough battle going on there.
All right, tough battle. You heard it there, and even the what's it called now? The champions are not able to save things. I wonder how Ronaldo is feeling, you know, with what's going on.
Well, he'll be happy
That
he's scoring goals.
Yeah, but his scoring goal, is it competitive enough for him? Like, I mean,
look don't get me wrong. Cristiano Ronaldo has, when Cristiano Ronaldo walks on the field, the first thing is that they must say his name. That's his own. They must say his name. It's not like he doesn't want his team to win. It's not like he doesn't want trophies. He just likes that they also say his name.
Okay.
Since we are saying his name.
Right, this is from no name, new texter. Please put your name whenever you send a message to us. It says Happy New Year. I thought Ronaldo scored.
No, Romario.
Oh, right. So Romario, I thought it was a typo. Scored 1,000 goals.
Did you hear when I said official goals?
Okay.
So the one that they've officially counted, not the unofficial guesses, not Nigeria versus India 100.
Did that ever happen? Please put paid.
So which is why they, if you see any report, it says number of official goals. They qualified it.
Official goals. All right, so Bayern Munich scored 5 second-half goals as they came from 2-0 down to beat struggling Mainz and go top of the Bundesliga by 2 points. I love how we're just moving from, league to league. Love it. Jonathan Burkhardt and Alexander Hack struck before halftime to shock the defending champions. It took just 10 second-half minutes for Bayern to draw level thanks to Joshua Kimmich and Leroy Osane. Victory was Bayern's 3rd in succession and extended their unbeaten run to 12 games.
Look, I don't know what Hansi Flick said at halftime, but I need him to write that speech down. No, he doesn't need to write it. He should bottle the speech down with all the emotion and send it to me. I can send it to some teams in London. The team knows themselves. Right now, that team needs it. Because I was
going to say that actually, that they need to borrow some of these.
Because think about it. It was 2-0 at halftime. 5 goals in the second half. They didn't even allow Mainz to enjoy and celebrate, being leaders at halftime. They slapped them with goals left and right. But sometimes that's how champions need to behave. To send a message across that, look, you have to continue beating us till the 97th minute, if possible. Just know that we'll come at you. 10 minutes in, and there were goals after goals. Lewandowski now has 19 goals, so he hasn't stopped scoring. If you thought that record he left it in 2020, it's a lie. He scored 2 yesterday, for good measure. You score one first, then you score the second one for good measure. That's exactly what he did. But Bayern Munich again throwing down the gauntlet, making a statement that we are here and we want to be champions. A little different from Juventus that are struggling with Inter Milan, AC Milan, Napoli, all the struggles. But Bayern Munich is clearly stating, look, we're the king here and we want to continue being king. So 5 second half goals, a tale of 2 halves, complete turnaround, and they're back at the top of the table.
All right, congratulations, winners. That's how you win. That's how you do it. Widwan says, few weeks ago when London Asante Kotoko were beating mediocre sides, their fans were going on about Knicks the Scudetto. And then Frank Lampard is an example of clear privilege. And is Ayo back to supporting Arsenal now? Says Olufemi.
No, Ayo is supporting Tottenham now.
Tottenham. Wherever Mourinho goes, and I heard that we got a new baby boy, Harry Kane. So I'm current on Tottenham.
Yeah, very current. Yeah, because that's how you're current on the Arsenal news.
No, that one was a fluke. Was a very Southampton keeper McCarthy tests positive for COVID-19. Southampton goalkeeper Alex McCarthy has tested positive for COVID-19 and will miss Monday's game at home to Premier League leaders Liverpool, the South Coast club said on Sunday. After the last round of tests, we have 1 positive case now with Alex McCarthy, so he's out for the game on Monday and maybe also the Shrewsbury game, as he has to self-isolate for a period. Says
yes, and that's a tough one for Southampton because they've been flying high. They're 9th on the table. This is a totally different Southampton from the Southampton we saw last season that was struggling, battling relegation for a lot of time. And part of the key component of getting the squad into great shape and great form is McCarthy. And sometimes you don't, when you change one thing, you might as well change everything. And sometimes that's the thing that breaks down. So a big game like Liverpool coming in, and you have to remember, Liverpool are now tied at the top of the table with Manchester United.
Wow.
Only goal difference separates them. They've had bad games with draws, with recent draws, and they want to make a statement. So they're going to be coming at Southampton, even if it's at St. Mary's, with all the Arsenal that they have. So Southampton would have wanted to have their number 1 goalkeeper in goal, because that also helps with, when defenders are familiar with the goalkeeper, it also helps them even when they are setting up their defense. So it's a tough one to be losing McCarthy in this game. I hope the second string goalkeeper will come in and want to prove a point to the coach. But it's going to be a tough game today against Liverpool because Liverpool have every reason to come out swinging. They want to put that daylight between them and the rest. And they're very upset that they have lost the lead to the extent that Manchester United is now tied on points. So it's a tough one for Southampton to face today. But interesting for us, the neutrals. Because if Liverpool loses, we banter. If they win, we enjoy.
Emeka Onelum on YouTube says, seems Arteta and Lampard have exchanged destinies as Lampard now looks the most likely to get the sack. Manchester United seem to have found their form and sharing top of the league. Hope they don't lose it. And then Mayowa from Mole says, the Bayern Munich manager bought Alex's hairdryer. Frank Lampard needs it so bad. West London Aimba are drinking goals like tea.
Mayowa, very careful.
You people are just mean. No, you're not loyal at all. Let's move on to our next story. And Arteta sees brighter future for Arsenal after pivotal week. Of course, he can talk now. Mikel Arteta said the prospects of Arsenal's season are completely different after thrashing West Brom 4-0 to complete 3 Premier League wins in 8 days. I'm so happy we were able to achieve the target that we had because the table looks completely different. The energy we have around the place is much better and wins bring a lot of confidence. You can see that today in the way the team played.
And Ayo, this is just simply a case of you breaking up with someone and he ends up doing well. You are just jealous of us now because they are doing better since you've been gone.
No,
maybe you were the thing around the neck.
Yeah, right. I was the thing. I was doing it for them. I think anytime I watched, they won.
But yeah, I mean, he would have a field day. And what made Saturday's victory against West Bromwich Albion really sweet was that it came against a Sam Allardyce team. Big Sam has been a thorn in Arsenal flesh. If you know anything about Big Sam and Arsenal, you understand why that beating was necessary. Because it's like Arsenal can be having the best period of their life, then they meet Big Sam. and he will bring them back to earth. but that it was a different day on Sunday, and it was the youngsters for me that were impressive. I mean, the first 20 minutes of the first half, Arsenal were creating chances, but they were creating chances the way Arsenal creates chances. Move the ball from side to side, crosses in here and there, dominate possession, but no real clear-cut chances. Then Tierney was just like, you know what, old man, calm down. Let me deal with this situation.
Let me handle
and he made a fantastic run into the 18-yard box and took a shot. That goal, that was it. It was as if that as soon as they scored that goal, the walls of Jericho just came crumbling down, and everybody ran into the city to go and start getting his or her own goal. So it was a fantastic display, I would say, from Arsenal, and it just concluded a great run of results, which is what they needed. They are up to 11th only, but they are just 3 points away from 6th. Yes, so crawling ever closer.
That's how Arsenal just win this league.
Why
can't they win?
What are you talking?
Why can't they win?
Just like that.
If people, let me just give you a disclaimer now, so you don't say it somehow. Once they win, me, I'm joining back. I just want to tell you that.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. Don't come and judge me, please. All right, everyone. Thanks for being a part of the show. You can follow us on Smooth981FM Twitter. Let's take the conversation further. You can follow Tega at Tega Supreme and the work she does with Ladies in Sports at LIS International. If you want to talk about Arsenal, don't send me messages. Because people is asking me funny messages when they're playing. Are you still a part of us?
No. She will only come back when you win.
When you win the league. That's the least I'm taking. No, that's the least I'm taking.
What of FA Cup? You even manage it.
No. They're always winning all this community shield, the FA Cup. Let us win the real thing.
I think you're very proud. Good night, Ian.
Good night. All right, everyone. It's still Smooth 98.1 Smooth Breakfast here, and the locker room will be back on Wednesday, same time, 8:15.
Every move you make, every step, every corner you take.
Oh, I don't know what to do here.
You just click the X on it.
Oh, since Lampard, people have been sending messages.
Really? Oh, but when they did it.
No, on YouTube.